Richmond is probably, you know, to short track racing what Talladega is to super speedway racing. Yes. I mean, the action, running all over each other, it'll be wild. And ding, 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 that will be round 3 of our DirecTV head-to-head competition on a short track.
My bracket is so busted. All right. Who do you like? Now, a lot's going to depend on where McMurray lines up. It looks like he has taken the inside. And if he does, that puts Tony Stewart right in front of who?
Mike, I just think it's ironic that McMurray ends up at the front of the field in these restrictor plate races when it counts.
But you look at the lineup, if he'd taken the outside, he'd have Junior behind him. But by taking the inside, it leaves 2 of the sport's favorite drafting partners, Tony Stewart and Dale Jr., nose to tail.
It's a catch-22 here, Mike. You don't want to give up the bottom. You have to protect the bottom. That yellow line, Darrell told Brandon this before the ARCA race, that double yellow line is your best friend, but you'd love to be in the high side to get the thing wound up. Yeah, for the momentum, but I think McMurray likes Biffle better than he would like to have Tony Stewart behind him because he knows Biffle will stay with him. Now, these guys, they need to get this race going. They've got enough fuel to get to the end, but under caution, you see them down on the flat. The fuel pickup is in the right rear corner, so at slow speed, the fuel runs away from the pickup. These guys need to get this thing going back again, green flag racing.
On the inside, McMurray, Biffle, Montoya, and Harvick. On the outside, Stewart, Jr., Reagan, Rudeman. Who's going to win it? Green-white checker. Here we go.
Green flag in the air. They get a little bit of an advantage. That inside does not much. You know, the other thing he may have considered, Larry, look who's the 3rd car in line. His teammate.
And it is the inside line that goes.
And they just slid up in front of Tony Stewart in the 14 and Junior in the 88. That's what they needed to do. Protect the bottom and then slide up through 1 and 2. I'm almost certain McMurray knew that Biffle would go wherever he went. He wasn't so sure about Junior or Tony Stewart.
Drag race. Down the back straightaway.
Now it's cat and mouse. Who's going to go? Who's going to go where?
If the leader takes the white flag under green, the next flag will end the race. Oh, around goes Newman. Newman up into Logano. 5 cars into the wall. 7. Caution.
Caution is out. The race is not complete. Not complete. Had to get to the white flag to be complete.
What did we say 30 laps ago? You said, Darrell, not sure if you want to be around Ryan Newman. His luck here is not very good.
And no disrespect to him as a driver.
Not at all.
He is just snake bit on these restrictor plate tracks. That's his 2nd car of the weekend.
Keselowski, last year's winner in the 12. Elliott Sadler in the 19, who's come across on his roof here a few times. Joey Logano, last year's Rookie of the Year. And here is Marcus Ambrose climbing out.
And look at Bobby Labonte's car.
That's a shame.
It's slayed.
See if we can figure out what started this. Labonte up high, 4 wide.
4 wide is usually not a very good thing.
The 20 car of Logano gets into the back of Ryan Newman, and the 39 started this whole mess.
I almost wonder if the 39 of Newman didn't say, uh-oh, we're 4 wide, and maybe even eased out the throttle a little bit.
Maybe this aerial view will show it, Darrell.
Let's see what we got here. We got a wad of cars going off in the corner. They're going to get 4 wide. You're going to see this, and here's the 39 right out here.
4 wide. You see there's plenty of room right there.
Plenty of room. I think that Logano just got in. I think Logano thought he could give him a push, clear that pack of cars, and go to the front. And he got him in the wrong place. We saw Carl Edwards do this to Greg Biffle here a couple of years ago.
See Vickers in the 83 involved, a car that led a bunch of laps. And Casey Kane in the 9 just had recovered from the repairs from the last wreck. Tell you what, that's a hard lick on some of those cars.
So many times, you know, we kind of slow things down so we can see what the fans at home and everybody can see what's going on. When it's real time, it's real violent.
Riding with Jimmy Johnson.
Front of you, spin in 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 front of you. Stay to the bottom, stay to the bottom.
That man was lucky.
Clear. All right, it's reported that all drivers are out of their cars and are okay. Let's get down to Greg Biffle's pit. Krista.
Little bit of panic down here in the 16. You see Greg Irwin up on the pit box shaking his head. That's because they are very close on fuel. If NASCAR chooses, while they clean up the debris, to run these laps under caution, Biffle could run out. They actually have the fuel cans ready in the 16 just in case they have to come in, which would be detrimental and devastating if they have to come in for fuel.
Okay, you know, I always say I can't live in the what if. I gotta deal with what I know, and the what if here would be, what if we have more than one green, white checkered? That's what's happened to the 16 team.
So the second place car is low on fuel. What about the leader, Matt?
And catching up with Kevin Bonomania. Now the computer says you should be good, but going back over your numbers, are you still good?
Well, Gary Putnam does a great job with the pencil and paper, and Randall does a good job with the computer. So. We're going to be close, that's for sure. You know, it just depends on how long this caution lasts. Hopefully they red flag it. Jamie said there's several cars back there and a lot of debris. So, you know, this reminds me a lot like the fall Talladega race, and we had enough gas to make it there. And, you know, we got in a wreck on the last lap. So it's been a fairly eventful Talladega race. So, you know, we'll just wait and see what happens here. I'm just proud of the whole team. We've run up front and got our sponsor Johnny Morris here, and just hopefully it'll finish out the correct way.
Trying to make it back-to-back Talladega wins for Jamie McMurray and get this one car a Talladega win as well.
Thanks, Matt. Let's have another look, Darrell, and take a look at Ryan Newman and Joey Logano as we work through this here, the 39 and the 20.
Yeah, they come here, they come into the corner. You can see them up here high, and I guess that Logano in the 20, this orange car right here, I'm guessing he got into the back of the 39. But daggone if it didn't look like the 39 was kicking up a lot of dust and getting mighty loose before they made contact.
The back of his car definitely looked yawed out before they even turned into that corner.
So I'm not so sure. I wouldn't want to place any blame on Joey Logano in the 20 car right there until I saw that more and hear from the drivers.
But you know, Mike, just to follow up on talking to Kevin Mannion, right now, as we are still under caution, it doesn't look like we're going to get the one to go. We've actually got 4 cars that should be very close on fuel, 4 of our top 5, which would include McMurray in the 1, Biffle in the 16, Montoya in the 42, and Kevin Harvick in the 29. But Krista, what is Brian Patty saying about that 42 car?
Yeah, we're in the 42 pit with crew chief Brian Patty. Okay, we know that Biffle is close. Your teammate McMurray, they think they're okay, but the question is, what about you?
I would say if our teammates said they think they're okay, then I'll think we're okay. Same motors, same cars, same setups. It's going to be interesting. It's crazy that it's come down to this, but you know, that's what the fans wanted.
How close are you on fuel?
I'm not going to disclose that information.
That's what I thought. Thanks, Brian.
You know why? He has no idea.
That's right. I would like to tell you, but I don't know.
You know, when you get stopped for speeding and the cop says, how fast were you going? Gosh, I'm just not sure.
Well, here's one reason it's so hard to figure fuel mileage, Mike. You have all these programs to figure it. All these guys were on pit road about 146 to lap 147. When you're in the draft, you're getting better fuel mileage. These cautions, it's kind of a 2-to-1 ratio, 2 caution laps to 1 green flag ratio. You don't know how much fuel you were using when your car was in the draft.
Probably the biggest problem, O'Leary, is the element of surprise here. I don't think anybody expected to go 2 green, white checkers, so you didn't tell your driver to save fuel. You probably told him, get on up there and get the job done.
They didn't watch my opening earlier in the day when I said I had thought we had a chance of going 3 green, white checkers.
Robbie Gordon gets the free pass. And we'll be back on the lead lap. And we saw Logano's car being pushed to the garage and Jeff Burton's car under repair. He may get back into the race. We're not done yet, folks. Stay with us.